What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and the way I feel about the viral marketing for Black Ops Cold War really reminds me of how I felt about Black Ops 4. Back during Black Ops 4, I was really enjoying what Treyarch had to offer, and I really liked what they did with that game, but I fully and wholeheartedly understood why other people didn't like it. And when it comes to the viral marketing for Call of Duty 2020, I've been enjoying it. I think it's the most original marketing we've gotten for a Call of Duty in the last decade, ever since the Black Ops 1 GK Nova era, but I definitely understand why other people out there are getting a bit impatient. They're not enjoying it. They're feeling like it's a bit repetitive. I fully respect that. And you can tell the viewership across the board for all content creators posting videos and streaming this marketing has progressively gone down over the last few days. People out there are, getting ants in the pants. They're waiting for the last day to see what this is all building towards. They don't feel like watching a history lesson for 20 minutes and then hopping into Warzone just to find a cipher that has been data mined for months. So I get how the community feels, but I've personally really been having a good time with what Treyarch has to offer with this. But we have a lot to break down today in regards to Call of Duty 2020 teasers and some stuff you may have missed with the VHS tapes. Definitely stay tuned throughout the entire video. You don't want to miss out on this. But something that was pointed out to me by the lad Mr. Choose is that if you go on pawntakespawn.com/EMC squared, you'll notice not only has the post-it note been getting updated with, what the next day is going to be for this marketing, but the pawns themselves on this page have also been getting updated. So as you guys may have noticed, on day one when we opened up a secret room by the farmland, a black pawn fell over. Then the next day when we opened up a secret bunker, a white pawn fell over. So the correlation right now is that white pawns represent bunkers and black pawns represent secret rooms. We've opened up a secret room in farmland, then a bunker by Storage Town, then the secret room that was the RCXD shack, and then today we opened up the bunker that was by, I think, the boneyard or something, right? So far we've dropped 2 black pawns and 2 white pawns. Left on the board, we have 1 black one and 1 white one. So I know we have a secret room near TV station left to open, and we have a bunker that I think is bunker 10 that is left to open. So it makes perfect sense. I love how they've, built that correlation for us, let us know what we're actually doing in game and why it matters. So that's great. But also remember, there are secret rooms inside of bunkers as well. We have a secret room that is inside of bunker 11 that requires a code. We also have a secret room inside of a red access keycard bunker that's by the prison. So I'm wondering how they'll end up handling that and whether or not that's connected to this marketing or not. That might be something for the live event later on. But yeah, we have a secret room inside of a bunker. So we don't have a pawn that represents that. So we'll have to see when they end up opening it. But that might be a little bit of a pain to get into. You have to do the bunker 11 Easter egg just to access that secret room inside of the bunker, right? And then red access keycards are easy to find. They're just randomly around the map, specifically at Stadium as well. They're very common. But when it comes to the numbers now, this also is very interesting to me. So while you're watching the VHS tapes, specific red glowing numbers pop up on the actual screen. And those numbers will be useful later because they're going to be allowing us to solve the secret ciphers that we've been solving, right? So even though these ciphers themselves have been data mined for months, we can't actually solve them until we watch all 6 VHS tapes that give us the numbers we need. So Charlie Intel also pointed out in the tapes from yesterday and the day before, there are in fact new numbers as the version of the tape updates. There are way too many numbers to keep track of, and that's true. The most current VHS tape you could watch is called Volume 1, and then tomorrow's VHS tape will then become Volume 1, and the one from, today will be Volume 2 now. So every single day the volume on the tapes change, and the numbers do as well. So I think we really have to wait until we watch all 6 tapes to fully understand what's going on here. But for the people out there that understand how these ciphers work, they know that we need to have all of the numbers from all 6 VHS tapes to finally get to the bottom of it. As I said in my previous video, despite the ciphers being data mined for months, you can't solve anything until the viral marketing is over, until we watch all the VHS tapes to give us all of the red glowing numbers. And we know the numbers are going to be important because we have leaked audio from months ago too of various characters like Captain Price on the map of Warzone reading off the Ascension numbers in the exact same order the numbers were read off in back in Black Ops 1. So the numbers are going to play a really big role with Call of Duty 2020, which really excites me because, as you guys might remember, the numbers didn't play that big of a role in Black Ops 2. They made like a brief cameo, and we never really touched on them all too much again, right? It was really Black Ops 1 that really focused on the numbers and the Ascension protocol, and it was awesome, right? It was awesome to see that, but luckily we are getting a bit of a reboot with that here with Black Ops Cold War. Now, as a huge reminder too, the VHS recordings that we're watching every single day are giving us the numbers we need to solve the ciphers. The ciphers themselves files being added to Warzone aren't what we need to see, since people on PC already obtained them through data mining months ago. You cannot solve any of the ciphers just yet, but it is still cool to open up these secret rooms and bunkers to finally find the physical versions of these actual ciphers in game. We still need to have that in case people out there don't have access to, you know, data mining and all these leaks from months ago. So I understand what's happening, but something really huge that caught my attention yesterday when we opened up the secret RCXD shack near the prison is that we were like, wait a second, we just put in a code to open up this shack, and inside of the RCXD room, nothing was really different from what we all saw months ago, because months ago, and I'll put some footage on screen, we were able to just walk right into this shack. No number was required to actually enter here, and inside of the shack is just, you know, RCXD sitting on the table. You can see the remote control for it, which is funny seeing because I actually just got the Black Ops 1 Collector's Edition not too long ago, and it's the exact same RCXD and the exact same remote control for it, so it's really funny to see that. But now when we opened up the RCXD shack with the actual number code, as we could see, the cipher's there on the table and the RCXD is still there. So the running theory right now is that what if when we entered this shack a few months ago, it was actually a mistake on Infinity Ward's end. They didn't mean for us to go into that shack, which could explain why all of a sudden after a few days of being able to enter it without a code, they locked the door. You weren't able to enter it anymore, and then a keypad input was then put on the shack itself. There was not a keypad input on that shack when we first entered it a number of months ago. So I'm like, did they really just make a mistake and just keep the shack exactly the same? They didn't really add much to it besides the physical piece of paper, which is the cipher that's on the table over there. But that really blows my mind that there may have actually been a mistake where we were able to enter a room that we weren't supposed to. Luckily, nobody's videos that cover that shack got striked, thankfully, because I wouldn't have been surprised if all of a sudden people started receiving complaints about having footage of that a few months ago. But whatever, man. You know, luckily, at this point, we are opening up pretty much all the secret rooms that are on Verdansk right now. But another big point too is that if the game is supposed to release either at the end of October, early November, you have to keep in mind that once we hit September, a lot of the marketing for the game has to be crammed in, you know, throughout that entire month. Usually, you know, we get our reveal, you know, late April, early May, sometime in June, and then throughout the entire summer they split up the announcements and teaser trailers for campaign, multiplayer, zombies, season pass announcements, all of that. But now that we've essentially passed that mark and we're going to be in September, they have to kind of cram marketing for all game modes into a single month, which I'm personally okay with, right? You know, usually we're kind of spacing out our trailers, spacing out our information, but now we may just have a very hectic month of September where they just talk about everything. So be excited for that, because if you guys are waiting for stuff specifically about multiplayer or zombies, we're about to get to that point, don't you worry. But I also had a theory that what if pawntakespawn.com/TV is actually something similar to what the main menu is going to look like for Black Ops Cold War? What if each game mode is on a VHS tape, and when you click on a certain game mode, let's say it's multiplayer or zombies, you'll put in that specific VHS tape into the player, and then, you know, you'll see it on the TV, and then, you know, you go full screen into the actual mode. That would be really cool, because you know what? We haven't had a real unique main menu since, I want to say, Black Ops 2 when it comes to Treyarch Call of Duties, right? Black Ops 3's main menu was pretty clean, I liked it, but Black Ops 4's just didn't really catch my attention. You know, I love good symmetry, I love a really beautiful layout that really makes sense and, you know, has a nice theme going behind it. Black Ops 4 just didn't cut it out for me. There was actually a really cool layout for Black Ops 4 back during the beta of that game, but then the final build of Black Ops 4 had a really awkward menu, a bit confusing at times. There were just too many things you had to click to get to where you needed to go. But I would love a really unique main menu again. You know, I think Black Ops 1 had probably the best one ever, but let's see what they end up doing with this one. I think it might be very plausible to see one that's just kind of like the layout we have over on the website. But Treyarch also released a new teaser over on their Instagram today, and I'm not sure if they really mean much. It just seems like they're kind of teasing that, yeah, you have to go on the site, there's a new step available to us, right? You know, yesterday we had one about the site, today we had another one about the site, but I think a couple days ago they had one about the Apollo rocket. So I guess it's just, you know, a vague teaser that, hey, there's a new VHS tape to watch, go enjoy it. I don't think it really means very much, but who knows, maybe they'll end up dropping something that is important over the next few days of this marketing, because we do know that when the actual teaser was added into Black Ops 4's Summit, they ended up posting on Instagram this, you know, 13-letter phrase, and that was actually very important because we had to figure out that the phrase translated to pawn takes pawn. That's how we found this website in the first place. So I'm sure they'll end up putting out something important on their Instagram soon. But last but not least, too, the tape we got from the late 70s today was pretty interesting. Probably one of the best ones yet. We had, you know, a nice touch on Vietnam, you know, actually some brainwashing stuff too, which was kind of interesting. So I think they are going to be going deep into, you know, the whole CIA conspiracy stuff over the next few tapes, which I'm really excited about. But I do love how, you know, these tapes have touched on a lot of different big events in actual history, right? Some stuff with the Cold War, now we have the Vietnam War, stuff with the president, stuff about, you know, daily life back in those years. I love how we've touched on all of that. So I'm curious what the next tape's going to be and whether or not we'll go back in time. Maybe the final tape will go back to 63, which is a huge year when Kennedy got assassinated. So I'm curious if they are going to keep going in order or if they go back a little bit with some of the next ones. But that is about it. This has been DK Dynamite. Really hope you've enjoyed. Tomorrow is going to be day 5, very close to the end. I'll have a really unique video tomorrow, kind of touching on whatever gets announced through the marketing, and then on day 6 I'll of course put up a live stream to see whatever it is they end up revealing at the very end of this campaign. I'm curious if they end up giving us a title reveal, a full trailer, who knows what they're gonna end up doing. But it's also possible that we get to the end of this and they're like, alright, congratulations, you solved everything, you know, maybe we solved the ciphers, it gives us a secret message, and then at the end it's like, alright, global reveal September 1st. Imagine, right? They just give us another date to wait for. I would not be surprised. But really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out everyone.